Oh man, we almost had a major malfunction there. Woo, I just dodged a bullet. Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This live stream right here specifically is the Ready, Set, Go preview show. This is a show that I do every single Sunday night. And during this show, what I attempt to do is to talk about some news and current events. I provide you with a preview of some of the content that is going to be coming out from the channel. We give away a cool slab, and we also have a fantastic time doing all of that. I was in the waiting room, and I was reading some of the comments that you guys were leaving in the chat, and some guy, so I think it was Jeff, he said, did Diamond actually get dropped by Marvel, or is this clickbait? We don't do clickbait here, sir. we try to stick to the facts. And yes, it is a fact, and it is so much a fact that like 30 of you sent me messages over the course of the weekend letting me know that it was going down. I think the first message hit me about 15 minutes after the news was released. And at the time, I was in the middle of leading a 4-hour session involving 20 some odd doctors and executives of various levels, and could not take my time away from that task to get to the more meaningful task of talking about comics. And so, shout out to everybody that sent me messages to let me know what was going on. And again, that there is a reason why I never miss things generally, because you guys do a fantastic job of keeping me in the know and keeping me abreast of the things that are happening out there in the markets. I want to say thank you for that. Off the top, I want to let you guys know that the winner did not claim the last week's prize. So this is now available to the second place. Second place, you now have the ability to claim this, and you have 1 week to do so. Hopefully you claim it tonight. That way I can put it in the mail and send it out to the second place person. So if you were in second place last week, you definitely want to send me that message to Regie at regiecollects.com so I can bundle this thing up and mail it out to you in a timely fashion. And a little bit later in the show, we're going to be giving away this book right here, Iron Man and Submariner issue number 1. And just wait until you see the next book that is going to be given away to one lucky subscriber simply for watching the videos that come out from the channel on a daily basis. So that's off the top. I wanted to let you guys know that there's also another announcement that I will make a little bit later in the show. But as the thumbnail and as the title of this live stream implies, we are going to spend some time talking about the only news that has really happened that is just major. But before I get to that, I want to say hello to some folks. There's a lot of you in here that have been chatting back and forth, so I probably won't hit many, but I will do my best. So shout out to Tina, the OG Blue Wrench, always up in here keeping things lined up. My man Doug, it is always good to see you, my friend. I feel like I've been talking to you all weekend. Like, that's not a bad thing, despite the face that I just made. But shout out to you, brother. Another Blue Wrench, my man Matt Woods, also a YouTuber here on the YouTube machine. Gerald, how you doing? Quest Dog is in here, scrolling down. Jeff, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. My man Ariel is in here. Good to see you. Good to see you. Scrolling. Alan always represents himself well whenever I have him on the show. He is also a YouTuber here on the YouTube machine. My man Jerry, it is good to see you, my friend. Scrolling. Randy Rasnake, super talented dude right there. Richard is in here. Scrolling. City and TSP. How you doing? Probably did not say that correctly. That's why I just should stick to the TSP part. Chris Bigger, how you doing? Always keeping me in the loop. It's good to see you, my friend. My man DB is in here. It is definitely good to see you guys. I am fired up. I may have had too much coffee. I may have reached the tipping point of too much caffeine in my system, but I wanted to make sure that I was ready to have the conversation about what has transpired, what went down on, I think it was Friday. I think it went down like on Friday. That's when the news hit that that Marvel, I was about to mess up, that Marvel has decided to move away from Diamond as an exclusive distributor of their comics. And essentially Marvel is following in the footsteps of what Diamond did earlier this year. I think it was earlier this year. Was it last year? I cannot remember. That it's like one long year. But following in the footsteps, but doing it differently. I think that maybe Marvel looked at what has happened with DC and they're like, yeah, we're not going to go down that path. There is definitely something to be said for not being a first mover because you get to learn from some of your mistakes. So we're going to talk a little bit about this over the next little bit. And I definitely want to encourage you guys to get in on the conversation. I will do my best to go to your comments to pull you in when I can. But off the top, I actually pulled this from Bleeding Cool. There are a lot of other sites out there that are sharing this information, but I decided to pull this one from Bleeding Cool. But Marvel exclusively distributed to comic shops by Penguin Random House. Marvel has announced on the 25th that they will no longer be distributing comic books to comic stores in North America via Diamond Comic Distributors. Instead, they will be exclusively distributed by Penguin Random House Publisher Services, the PRHPS, a division of Penguin Random House. And this is an exclusive multi-year worldwide sales and distribution agreement that Marvel has signed that includes the comics, the trades, the graphic novels, all of which are going to specialty shops, but they're not making the change until October 1st, which gives the comic shops time to make their adjustments, to do whatever they need to do in terms of like research this move, get comfortable with it, get an account with Penguin. If they don't already have an account, they're giving the LCSs a little bit of time to sort some of this stuff out. And they're also giving themselves some time to communicate the details of this change to LCSs and then allow the LCSs to go through the five stages of change, right? Denial, regret, all that other stuff to make the adjustment. So one of the things that I wanted to do when I saw this news, I was like, yeah, I'm sort of familiar with Penguin, sort of familiar with them, but I decided to jump on the Penguin website because I wanted to learn a little more. So I went to their website, and this is it right here: dedication, partnership, and growth. I mean, right from the top, they are setting the tone. I see a photo full of a bunch of people that are wearing lanyards, which tells me they all work for the same company, and you have your leaders in front with the text on screen: dedication, partnership, growth, working together to get your titles in front of the widest possible audience. Right from the top, they are setting a tone and they are drawing a line in the sand that are basically saying, we are about customer service. We are about getting this stuff done. We are here to help. We are about growth and performance. That's what I get when I look at this. And I think it's like right from the top, they are saying something, and you read the words, our advantage right there. They are basically saying we are the best at what we do. Here is our advantage. And they actually lay it out. Penguin Random House Publisher Services is committed to providing the highest level of sales and distribution services to independent publishers. We provide unparalleled access to information, new techniques, a leading supply chain, and the benefits and reach of our sales force. So as you read this page, and I'm not going to read the whole page to you, but if you decide you want to go to this thing, it is out there. They talk about their sales team, and they talk about how large that sales team is and what is comprised of. And in my head, I think, the LCSs might fit into either this field sales team, which is a pretty large team. Let me see if I can make that bigger, or this specialty market. I'm not quite sure which one it's going to fit into, but they have a field sales team, a team that is out there that is going to be supporting the LCSs to get them up to speed, to get them the books that they need, all of that kind of stuff. So I actually love that. Then they talk about their distribution. Supply chain is the most advanced in the industry and continues to be a top priority, focused on maximizing sales from every square foot of space and every dollar of inventory as physical shelf space shrinks. They are not messing around. I think when you read this thing, they basically say that they have 2 million total square feet of warehouse space. That is impressive. That is a lot of space. And as you kind of read through this thing, I think they have like forward distribution centers. I mean, they have some pretty robust mechanisms to get the books to where they are supposed to go in like a timely manner. And it's like, as you read this thing, it smacks to me of like all about customer service, all about the care that comics need to go from point A to point B. That is like the feeling that I get. And in so many ways, this relationship addresses, just from the way that the words are written, address many of the issues that people have had with Diamond historically. And there's more. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some more of this stuff in a second. Let me first acknowledge the super chat that just popped in before that goes away. I don't know where that is. Let me scroll through because I cannot see it when I'm sharing. My man, Rye, welcome back, brother. It's good to see you, my friend. He says, just wanted to say thank you for the great content provider and a better person. I try. And thank you for the super chat, bro. It is good to see. I hope that you and the girlfriend are doing well down there. But this move is a major move. And let me go back to the Bleeding Cool article because there's some other stuff that I want to share with you guys before I go to the chat here. As I scroll down on this article, let me see. One of the big questions, right? One of the big questions that people are asking is like, what happens to Diamond? Does Diamond just suddenly go away? The long and short of it is no one really knows that right now, right? No one really knows because Diamond is technically still in the picture. Diamond still has the ability to distribute Marvel comics, right? But the thing is that they will not have an exclusive agreement. So they will not be buying books directly from Marvel the way that they had been. They're going to be buying books from Penguin. They are now not an exclusive distributor. They're going to be a wholesaler of Marvel comics. And that actually has some ramifications, right? It has some ramifications. Let me go back to this paragraph. Shout out to David. I definitely appreciate that. Thank you, brother. I definitely appreciate the kind words and the super chat, my man. So going back to this thing, it says, you still will be able to order through Diamond comic distributors who will act as a wholesaler under terms established by Diamond in the US and the UK. The terms may be different than they have been in the past. So I want to scroll down here. One of the notable things that I want to point out here is that Penguin prides itself as a free freight distributor, unlike Diamond, so that all shipping charges will be absorbed in the orderable price of the comics. No additional shipping charges will be charged. And this is definitely an advantage for Penguin. Penguin is basically saying, we got the freight. Don't worry about the freight. You pay for the books and we will take care of everything else. That is an advantage because I do not think that that Diamond is able to do that. So Diamond is charging you for the books, and then they're also charging the LCSs for the shipping, possibly multiple shipments, depending upon how things go. Penguin is basically absorbing those costs into itself and covering a lot of that stuff. And basically the general feel that I got as I read several different articles and I read all of these different comments from LCS owners, they felt like that was going to be a big differentiator. And I honestly don't know how much comic shops are paying in freight, but shipping period is expensive. And you guys know that shipping is expensive. And if you're doing that every single week, every single month, multiple times, it all adds up, which means it all cuts into your profitability. And you now have somebody that's going to absorb a lot of that stuff. That makes for a very attractive thing. And because Diamond is now going to be a wholesaler and not an exclusive distributor, my guess is maybe their terms won't be as favorable. I don't know. I don't know whether they're going to be getting their books in a more timely manner. And here's what I mean. If Penguin is buying from Marvel shipping directly to Penguin, and Penguin is then shipping directly to its customers, that means that kind of sort of Diamond has to get in line. Diamond has to get the shipment from Penguin before it can distribute books to anyone else. And does that have an impact on when they will ship to an LCS that chooses to get their books through Diamond? I don't know. But it is important to point out here that unlike what DC did, where DC actually changed the new comic book day, what we are hearing is that Penguin and Marvel are going to continue delivering comics on Wednesday. So we can still have the Comics Today show on Wednesday to celebrate the best day of the week. So I wanted to make mention of that. Now I want to go to the chat. I want to go to the chat and see what folks are talking about here real quick. Let me see. Well done. Let me see what you guys are talking about. Let me see if there's anybody. It looks like you guys were going back and forth over some comics and stuff like that. So, Sir Henderson, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. What is this? Buy stock in Disney. I'm not a business. Well done. Scrolling through the comments. Let me see. Scrolling. So what is that? Is DC traded Penguin for Kingpin? Well done, Joey. Let me see. So I'm scrolling through the comment. There you go, man. I mean, I don't know how big they are, man, but I don't think that they're a small company. Eric says Diamond still has Funko Pops, I guess. Yeah, that is one of the things right there. What is this? Will Diamond still drop Kick books and well done, Catherine. So that's one of the big questions here. One of the big questions is Diamond going to go out of business, right? Because if you think about it, Diamond has lost 30% of their business. And I'm making these numbers up based upon like the industry numbers that I've received from Comic-Con, right? If you look at it as a pie, I think that DC represents about 30% of the pie, right? I think that maybe another 60%, 50% is represented by Marvel. And then you have all the other stuff, all the onesie twosies. And the percentages are probably off. But the point is that now that DC has moved away from Diamond, and now that Marvel has moved away from Diamond, that is a healthy percentage of their revenue that just walked away. And the question is there enough business left in the Funko Pops, to someone's point, and in the other publishers that will potentially remain with Diamond? Is there enough revenue there for them to continue their operations? And if you guys remember, we talked about this. They actually shut down one of their forward distribution centers, and I can't remember how large it was, but they actually shut down that distribution center, one that they had recently bought and upgraded. They shut it down. And so now they don't have as big a footprint. They also now don't have as big a customer because of what happened with the pandemic. They had also let go of a lot of employees. And the question is, will other publishers stay with them, or will these other publishers do a couple of things? Will they start to renegotiate their deals with Diamond? As a result, will they walk away from Diamond and go somewhere else? Because part of Diamond's sales approach has basically been, we can get, for the small publishers, we can get your books in front of a broad group of customers because we carry Marvel and DC. They no longer carry Marvel and DC, so they don't have that ability to leverage the big boys to help the smaller publishers that are out there. So what happens to Boom? What happens to Image? And I honestly don't even know if those publishers are still going through Diamond, to be honest with you. I didn't get a chance to research that. I wonder if Luna will distribute Marvel comics via Penguin like Diamond. They could. I mean, technically, Joey, that is probably on the table. That is probably on the table because, again, if Penguin is now the exclusive multi-year distributor for Marvel, everybody could basically be a customer. So therefore, you could get Lunar and Diamond buying directly from Penguin to distribute. That is a possibility. That is a possibility. So let me see if there's other comments here. What is this? After what I heard of the shenanigans Diamond does to the LCS on another YouTube channel, karma. Well, hey, there you go, brother. There is a lot of karma in there. And I will tell you, in all fairness, when you look back over the history of Diamond hasn't always been what we see today, right? There were points in the past where Diamond actually helped to kind of save the industry. When there were certain strikes and things like that, they stepped up and they did certain things. And to be completely honest, Marvel and DC both helped to put Diamond in the place that they were in terms of a monopoly. They assisted in putting them in the position. And now they are potentially assisting in the decline of that monopoly by pulling their business away, potentially because, Diamond didn't do what it was supposed to do. They did not continue to invest in the relationships. They did not continue to invest in technology. They did give us those really nice boxes. They did give us the boxes that no one actually needed because the boxes were like crush resistant. The boxes were never really getting crushed. The problem was the packing of the boxes that resulted in the damage inside the box, not the box being crushed. So they spent a lot of money on a new box and the box was never the problem. But they never really truly invested back into the business. At least that's my feeling, because you had a lot of customers out there that were complaining about the quality of books and how late books were and all of the administrative tasks that they had to do. And it did not seem like Diamond was all that interested in having that conversation. And now we get what we get. Curious to see if LCSs will still have a monthly quota to meet for Penguin, 500 for Diamond, 500 for Lunar, 500 for Penguin. LCSs have triple costs. That is one of the things right there, is that we don't know the details. We do not know the details of what it will be. And there are some LCSs that feel like their costs have gone up, but I don't know if they have enough information to really make that decision, versus assuming, to the point of your comment, they may be assuming that Penguin is going to do something very similar to what the others. What we might get is a company that does something completely different because they have the buying power to actually do something different. Lunar, small company, right? Diamond, not necessarily a small company, but not as large as Penguin. So it'll be interesting to kind of see what happens here, to see if there is indeed a shift, to see if there is some things that Penguin puts in place that enables the LCSs to be more profitable. One of the things that I kind of read as I was doing some of my research is that they basically have this almost like just-in-time ordering, right? Like you don't have to order 30 copies of this book and have it sit on your shelf. You can order 2. And when you sell those 2 and you need another 2, I can get those 2 to you in a timely fashion. So it's almost like they are doing some just-in-time ordering to help LCSs and bookstores, if you will, with cash flow. And so these could be some of the advantages that Penguin brings to bear. In addition to that, they might bring to bear some of their technology. One of the things that I showed you on that page on their website, where they actually talk about some of their advantages. Let me go back. Let me actually share that one more time. See if I can get this thing to share it the right way. I want to go back to this page so I can show you this. One of the other aspects that they really talked about, in addition to like their sales force and their supply chain, they actually talk about powerful analytics, right? And some of the cutting edge reporting and visibility and all that kind of stuff that they do. So my feeling is that they're also going to bring to bear some technology that might also help LCSs in a slightly different way. Imagine if they gave, them a portal that allowed them to order comics. And I think I did read this, that they may be able to order comics well in advance. They may be able to adjust those quantities. They may have more flexibility that they did not have with Diamond and may or may not have with Lunar. I honestly don't know, but it will be very interesting to see how this plays out. Chris Bigger's making a really good point here. He says, like, I don't care what you do, just give me physical comics and don't make them digital. So that is good. That is good. What is this? A comment here from Philtastic. He says, hoping this helps LCSs and not hurts them. It was easy to vilify Diamond, but hoping it's not well said. I could not agree more with it. And here's the thing. This is why I think that this one seems to be a little bit better, right? And I'm generally, when it comes to this stuff, I'm a little optimistic around some of this stuff, right? But I want to show this. I want to show this paragraph to you guys. That wasn't what I wanted to show. Let me show this next section to you in this Bleeding Cool article that has some good stuff. It says, Marvel states in a press release, after a thorough analysis of the market environment, Marvel has chosen Penguin as a distribution partner to create a sustainable, productive supply chain and enhanced infrastructure for Marvel publications that will benefit comic retailers and fans alike for years to come. Random House is known for its state-of-the-art multi-ranging services that enable independent booksellers to increase efficiency and profitability. That right there, my friends, is a wonderful paragraph. And I want to contrast it. It seems like Marvel has done a lot of research. They've done their research, they've done their homework, and they're like, here's our guy. And I want to say that they had even been working with Penguin already with graphic novels. That is in the back of my head. Somebody may have to fact check me on that. But I feel like they stuck a toe in the water. They've done their research and they've landed on their guy. And they're like, here, let's do a multi-year contract. We are committed to this thing. Let's do it. Contrast what I just said and what you read on screen with what Diamond did. They were kind of with Diamond, but not really with Diamond. They stood up two organizations that really weren't quite capable of doing this type of distribution. They never really explained why they were doing it, right? They weren't like, we're doing it to enhance profitability and blah, 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 blah. They were like, hey, we've got a couple of friends we think can get our books around the country. Let's just go with our buddies. That's basically what they did, right? And it was more immediate. It wasn't like what Marvel is doing over here, where they're like, we did some research. This is the right thing. This is why we chose them. This is what they offered. This is our plan moving forward. We're going to give you some time to think about it. And hey, check it out. We know you don't have all the facts, but don't worry, because we are going to bring the facts to you. Those are two very different situations. And again, I'm not trying to bag on DC, right? I'm simply trying to illustrate that Marvel seems to be very thoughtful in their approach, which gives me comfort that they have thought through this and that the results will be positive. Now, the last, do I want to get to that? Let me wait on that part. Let me bounce out of here. Let me go back to the chat. See if you guys are talking about something here. Let me scroll through, and it just jumped on me. Bring back the newsstands. That's one of the big questions that people are asking. Is they're saying, hey, if Penguin has these relationships with bookstores and out there, is there a chance that they're going to widen the distribution of comics, right? And a lot of people call for that, and I honestly don't know why. I honestly don't know why people call for that. Just being completely honest. There is no indication that that's going to happen. And I say that because people said the same thing with the Lunar and whatever the other company was. I can't even remember the other company now. But the other company that was doing it for DC, people were like, maybe we'll start to get comics at 7-Eleven again. Never quite understood that. But people thought that was going to happen. It didn't happen. And I don't know if it's going to happen here, because the way that these releases and the way that the releases are written, the public statements that have been put out there, it is all about supporting the local comic shops, the dedication to the direct market. There is no indication that they're going to expand beyond that. And I don't know if that would be a good thing. I don't know if increasing distribution will actually be a good thing, because potentially that could hurt profitability with all the returns and all the other stuff that comes along with that. So, here's a comment here. So the other upside is that this could expand comic readership by reaching out to booksellers, more places to buy comic books. Well, again, except for maybe the LCSs might see a downside. It just depends upon, are there more people out there that would potentially go to a bookstore to buy a comic versus an LCS? I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know what the answer is, but I think we are all probably of a like mind that anything that improves access and strengthens the comic book industry is something that we can all probably get on board with, regardless of what it looks like. Scrolling through some of the comments here. Yeah, Eric's like, do we really want comics in there? Well said, because if you look at what's happened with Walmart just puts the stickers right on the books, and that just doesn't go over very well at all. So scrolling through, Harvey Abel getting in on the action. Scrolling through, let me see what else you guys are talking about. Scrolling. Good point. Diverse. What is this? Good point, Reggie. Diverse places to buy good for readers. Yeah, maybe not and that's the thing. That's the thing, because let's be honest, the LCSs are the ones that are keeping the hobby going in a lot of different ways, right? They're keeping it going. They are the bookstore, right? They are the equivalent of the Barnes and Nobles for us as comic readers, right? So I don't know. Newsstands would be good for little towns with no LCSs. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that, Chris. And thank you for bringing that perspective to the table, because again, if anything, any and everything should be on the table if it makes sense, right? And if we're basically saying, hey, there is no LCS in this geography, let's open it up to booksellers or retailers, whatever, to at least make comics available, I could probably get on board with that. As long as, again, it's actually done profitably. So scrolling through, there we go. He bought his first comic at a gas station. Nothing wrong with that, brother. So let me scroll through. Let me see. Oh, Matt says when there were multiple distributors, there was competition. Was there better service? Capital Diamond. Yeah, you know what? Here's when we got to exclusive service went down. So I don't know if I completely agree with that. You know, here's the thing: is competition is good. The market, however, was extremely fragmented. And you have to remember that it was that fragmented nature that to some degree or another helped to kind of contribute to what many consider a crash of comics, because all of these distributors were setting up all of these different accounts for different people, right? There was no real accountability for anything that was going on. We had a whole lot less visibility into the overall health of the market because it was so fragmented. And I don't know if the service was better when there were multiple companies out there. I don't know that. I don't know if profitability was better. What I can tell you is that comics generally have had the same cost roughly for like the last 10 years. And the market has grown into $1 billion market, and it has not been a $1 billion market. So there's a lot of factors in there to kind of parse through. But I don't know. I don't know if I would completely agree with that. Maybe they got a whole lot of pushback from people now. Let me see. I'm scrolling through some of the comments here, seeing what you guys are talking about. Okay. Variants. What is it? Variants on aisle 7. I like the sound of that. Pretty Fly. Of course you do. Of course you do, brother. They have it right there at Ralph's, my man. Right there at Ralph's. What is this? My first books came from the supermarket, and now I shop at an LCS. A lot of people who aren't comic book people don't know about a comic book shop was a thing. Putting books on newsstands is good. I can get on board as long as it does not affect profitability, because here's the thing. Are the books returnable? And if they're returnable, who eats that cost? And then how long are they returnable? Because again, that having to carry that float on one's books, depending upon if you're Penguin or if you're the publisher, you know, again, that affects sales data as well. It affects ratio variance and a lot of that other stuff. You guys got to think about, like, you know, if almost everything has some good and some bad. And if we're like just looking at the positive, then that's maybe not the right way. We also have to consider the negatives that come along with it, right? Because people are, for example, do we even know how well DC Comics are selling right now? Do we even know how well DC Comics are selling? And I ask that question because I don't even know if Chromicon is getting data from the distributors that are now distributing DC Comics. I don't know if they're getting data. So we don't really have great insight into what is happening in the market, because the market went from a monopoly, which isn't good, to something that is fragmented that also isn't good. You know what I'm saying? And again, I have not dug into the data. I may have just messed that all up. Maybe they are getting the data. Maybe Chromicon is getting the data and they're putting it out. I don't know. But again, we have to always consider the downstream effects of the things that we are asking for. We cannot just look at the positive upside of some of these things. So let me, Doug's got an idea. He said, what about the true believers, like cheap multi-packs at the gas station and convenience stores? When was the last time someone went to a 7-Eleven? I'm curious. When was I cannot recall the last time I went to a 7-Eleven. The last thing that I want to share with you guys is this. I this is the statement from Steve Jeppy. I think that's how you say his name. The guy that owns Diamond. This is a statement that he put out, and let me see if there's a good part. He says this change represents a behind-the-scenes shift in how we obtain these products for distribution, but it does not impact our ability to supply Marvel Comics trades and graphic novels worldwide. And we are pleased that we will continue selling these products to the direct market. As you know, Diamond has been in the business of comic distribution for almost 40 years. We are the industry's largest single source of comics, games, collectibles, and supplies, offering your products to more than 4,500 retailers each month. We have an unsurpassed commitment to the success of your business and focus heavily on partnering with you to market your brands, sell your products, and manage your inventory. With Diamond, your products are alongside nearly all the major players, increasing your reach and exposure. This allows retailers to more easily cross-sell to fans of related products. Our dedicated marketing staff supports these efforts with I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. It is a well-written statement. It is a well-written statement. Today, we have over 1 million square feet of warehouse space where we carefully pick, pack, and consistently deliver more than 2 million units per week. We have a robust network of transportation providers, including drop points in major metro areas to reduce costs and increase convenience for customers ordering your product. Diamond has always been highly focused on the specialized needs of our industry, and we are dedicated to the direct market. I'm just not buying it. I'm not buying it. I am struggling with that. I'm struggling with the statement. I did like the robust. I did, but I am struggling with it. It's just, I don't know if there's anyone out there that really believes a lot of what was said in that statement. And it's a shame. It really is a shame, and I'm not trying to vilify Diamond, because I've defended them in the past, because I don't think that everything is always one person's fault. I think there are many reasons why things sometimes go wrong, but I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. It's going to be very interesting to see if Diamond is able to survive in a non-exclusive relationship with Marvel. It'll be interesting to see what happens with these other publishers that are out there, whether they do start to renegotiate their deals again, because almost every major player, no, you don't. What major players do you have? I mean, I guess I don't know. Somebody tell me, do they still have Image? Do they still have Boom? Those are players. It'll be interesting to see what happens moving forward. It'll be interesting to see and hear some of the details that come out from Penguin and come out from Marvel to the LCSs regarding their offering and the services and the platforms and the details that have yet to be revealed. So I am definitely looking forward to it, because the devil will be in the details, and the devil might decide whether Diamond stays around or does not stay around. So for those that are Reggie did the Magic Johnson face. So the thing is, for those that are joining a little late, we're spending a little bit of time kind of talking about what has happened recently in our industry, where Marvel has made the decision to sign an exclusive multi-year, multinational agreement with Penguin to distribute Marvel Comics. They basically have dropped Diamond, and they are now working with Penguin moving forward, basically putting Diamond in a position where they now have to become a customer of someone that might be considered a competitor now for the purchase and the distribution of Marvel Comics. So for those that are coming in a little late, I wanted to kind of throw that out there for folks. Sarge says that he's been to 7-Eleven, been in 7-Eleven in the last 4 months. There you go. You are definitely doing better than I am, brother. You are definitely doing better. maybe not even the overseas market, because again, I think that the deal with Penguin is worldwide. So I'm not certain. I'm really not certain. I think again, it's going to be very interesting. Yes, Mohammed, the Penguin, as in the book company, the company that distributes books to bookstores and all that kind of stuff. They are now the exclusive distributor for Marvel. And again, women here. So Black, what was that? Black comic character says Image is still with Diamond for now. Thank you, brother, for giving me that information. I definitely appreciate that. It will be interesting to see what happens, whether that they actually shift. It will be interesting. Kmart, man, they closed the last Kmart up the street from me not that long ago. Tax Collector says Diamond still has Funko Pops. Well done. And there are a lot of shops out there that do buy the Funko Pops. That diversification of business is one of the things that I think has helped save a lot of them, is that they offer multiple things. But it'll be interesting. Will Penguin distribute Funko Pops, right? Will other companies that are working with Diamond make a pivot? Will they make a change, right? Because part of maybe the reason why they went with Diamond in the first place was because everybody else was there. Everybody was already on board with that. And you could have your stuff, literally your Funko Pop in the box, or your toy in the box with the Marvel and DC books. That is no longer the case. That is no longer the case. And it is going to be very interesting to see how it plays out. Indies, what is this? Doug says Indies will see how Marvel distribution goes and follow if it is a smooth transition. And again, I think that they are headed down a good path at the moment of being able to do that. I'm going to tell y'all, Image is going to have the Todd Father personally handle and the Todd Father would enjoy it. He enjoys interacting with the fans, so he probably would hand deliver. So the last thing that I want to share with you guys before we move on to giving away this really awesome book right here to one lucky subscriber, is I want to talk briefly about this article. This is one that I was supposed to share on Wednesday, but I didn't because I needed to jump to go deal with a workman that was here at the house. But the new Static series has been delayed. But the good news is that now all Milestone comics coming out will do so simultaneously, both in print and digital. And if you guys remember, we talked about this before. The way that it was supposed to work is that a lot of the Milestone comics were going to be digital first and then come out in print. I think that DC has heard from the people, and the people are like, no. So they made a change where they're like, we're going to release them digitally and print basically at the same time, but you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait a little bit because we've got to get our ducks in a row to be able to release it. So print editions of DC's upcoming new digital Milestone comics, as well as the robust variant cover plan, has been scheduled by the publisher. However, along that, a delay to the flagship title. And so we heard you, especially you retailers. So we're changing up Milestone launch so that everyone can read them the same day in print, on digital, and on DC Universe Infinite. So there you go. I wanted to at least share that with you guys because one, I meant to share it before, but two, someone actually asked me about that before. So I wanted to make sure that I communicated that to you guys. All right. So a couple of other updates. There will be no Wednesday show. I will not be doing a Wednesday show this week. I will, however, be releasing a bonus video on Wednesday. So there will be videos that will come out Monday through Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. No Wednesday show. A couple of the videos that I'm going to be releasing this week. I'm going to show you guys my favorite read of 2021. My favorite read thus far. It is a dedicated video, primarily to my favorite read thus far. I'm going to talk about, because you guys have been talking about newsstands. I am going to talk about something that might be even more rare than a newsstand and potentially might be the next hotness. Because if you think about it, newsstands have taken off in value as of late. And the question is, if there's something else that is also as rare, if not more rare than newsstands, does it also have the potential? Stay tuned for that video. I wanted by request, a top 5 tips video on how to get kids into comics. That was a request by my man Chuck. And then cheap keys. Cheap keys is the last video that we're going to release this week. I'm also going to release one podcast on Monday, and I'm releasing 2 blog posts, both of which have been written by Doug. The first blog post will come out on Wednesday, and the second will come out on Thursday. They complement one another. So the podcast and the blog post will be coming out on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday at 7 a.m. Pacific time. So I definitely want to encourage you guys to stay tuned for some of that stuff. All right. A lot of good content that's going to be coming out. What is this? Thank you, brother. Thank you, Matt Woods, for guiding that conversation right there. As a reminder, this book was not claimed from last week, so it is available to the person that came in second place. You, sir or madam, have 1 week to claim your prize. If you get me your email, and I'm sorry, if you send me an email with all of your contact information, your name, your screen name, your mailing address, I will bundle up the first appearance of Dolphin for you and send it out to you in a timely manner. And now it is time to go ahead and give away this book right here, Iron Man and Submariner, issue number 1. And stay tuned, because I'm also going to show you the book that is going to be given away to one lucky subscriber for watching the videos that come out this week. So let's go ahead and roll some dice. We're going to randomize this thing and see how many times we are going to have to roll, randomize it. And we rolled 9. We have rolled 9. So we're going to have to randomize this list a total of that many times. So let me go ahead and share my screen one more time. Here is the list of individuals that were able to successfully find the video with the correct phrase. And I think the phrase for this week was team up. I think it was team up. So if you were able to find the video with the phrase, you were then able to go to the community tab, find the post where I was talking about that book right there, Iron Man and Submariner. You click the link, you went to MailChimp, you plugged in all the information, including the phrase. If you do not know how to enter the weekly giveaway, if you search on YouTube for Regie Collects Go Collect Giveaway, you will find a video that will actually help you. And there are also links on the community tab as well. And also on Instagram, there is a dedicated link in my bio on Instagram that will show you that video. So we'll go ahead and randomize this thing. That is 1. And there were 336 people on this list. That is 2. Here is 3, 4, 5. I think this is one of the largest that we've had in quite some time. That is 6 right there. Here is 7, 8. And the winner of this week's Go Collect giveaway of Iron Man 1, Submariner 1 is Mr. E. Mr. E, you, sir, are the winner of this week's giveaway, followed by Ray. My man, Kevin. Well done, Kevin, up there. Reggie A, that is not me because it's 2 G's. Reggie is 1 G. So shout out to Reggie. Nikki, Ricky. There we go. Good list right there. So there you go. Those are the people in the top 10 here. Again, if you are in the first place, send me an email to Regie@regiecollects.com, giving me your screen name, your government name, your mailing address. I will bundle these books up and send them out to you in a timely manner. Congrats to Mr. E. And again, if you missed last week's show, I definitely want to encourage you to go back and watch it, because you may have been in second place, and I want to make sure I get this Dolphin book off my desk and out to someone. There was a super chat that came in that I want to acknowledge before it goes away. Scotty G, thank you, brother. I definitely appreciate that. And you are very welcome, sir. You are very welcome. I try to put out some good stuff, man. I will tell you, I had a 3-hour meeting. On, no, it was technically longer than that. I had a 3-hour meeting on Saturday, talking with someone that is very excited to support the channel. And by support the channel, I mean potentially do stuff that I can give away to you guys, which I think is really great. But I spent about 3 hours talking about different options and what I'm trying to accomplish and what they're trying to accomplish. And I'm going to be very excited to reveal some of this stuff to you guys later on. And then I spent an additional hour plus brainstorming different ideas for the channel. And so Saturday was a very long day in a lot of respects, but it was a very productive day because I spent time thinking about this channel and thinking about what it is that I want to offer to you guys and how I can pull people in to kind of support the offering. So I want to thank you guys as much as you thank me. I want to thank you guys for sticking with me. Shout out to all those people that support the channel via Patreon. I saw a little bit of a discussion on that. There are links everywhere on the channel. If you are interested in getting information, you can always send me a message. Shout out to the people that dropped super chats this week. I'm very appreciative of that. And a huge thank you to all of the blue wrenches that keep me on the straight and narrow. One other thing that I want to do is, let me see if I can find this person. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. I am scrolling through the names. There are some things that I try to do, but you can only do them sometimes when you're live, and I am not seeing the name. So I'm scrolling. Bear with me, people. Bear with me. Nope. I'm not seeing. I may have to do it a different way. I was about to promote somebody to a blue wrench, and I do not see the name. So I'm going to have to maybe do it at a different time. Tracy's Best says, what is that? Still no dolphin. Nope. Well done, Tracy's Best. We have an approach that we go with this thing, man. So I am not watching black and white. You guys know how I feel about black and white. That's too artsy for me. It's too artsy for me. And like I tell people all the time, I remember when TV was black and white and I did not enjoy it. I like color. I like color in my stuff. So I'm not doing that. I have no doubt that it's going to be good because the Snyder Cut was incredibly good. And I have a video coming up where I'll talk a little bit about some of that stuff right there. So Master Blaster giving a shout out for Discord. Definitely, if you guys are not on the Discord, you're definitely missing out. There is a robust conversation that goes down on Discord. So if you guys get a chance, you definitely want to check that out. I am in there occasionally, but there's other folks that are in there all the time that really support some of that stuff. So let me see. There was a comment here. There was a comment here about Invincible. You know what, DB? I started watching it, brother, and I struggle. I'm not a big cartoon guy, I struggle. And maybe I just didn't watch it long enough. I think I was probably like maybe 10 minutes into it before I was like, I think I have something else to do. But I've heard people say that they really like it. So maybe I'll give it another try. So first of all, that is a black and white picture, not a black and white show. Okay. So first of all, let's clarify that. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this thing up. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me a little bit on Sunday night. I hope that you guys enjoyed the show. What I will tell you is that I am extremely optimistic that this move that Marvel is making right now is going to be beneficial for LCSs, for Marvel, and hopefully for the comic book community. I am extremely optimistic that this magic is going to get made. I definitely do not want to see Diamond go under, because to see Diamond go under means that people are losing their jobs. And that is never something that I'm going to applaud for or root for, because that is awful. There are people that depend upon Diamond to stay in business. And so I hope that they find a way to survive. I hope that they maybe look at what has happened with the erosion of their business as a wake-up call to maybe do some things differently, to maybe innovate, to maybe get out of their own way and to introduce some changes that are actually helpful, that allow them to actually live up to some of the things that they wrote in that really well-written statement that they put out. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to make sure that I spoke about that, because while I did have an interesting title for this live stream, I am not wishing for Diamond to go out of business. So let's just be super clear about that. Just like, well, never mind. We're going to talk about that on a different day. I just remembered that I did not show you guys the book that is going to be given away this week. So I wanted to make sure that I did that. It's an awesome book. And just remember, simply for watching the videos that come out from the channel, you have an opportunity to win Secret Wars issue number 8 and 9.4, a really awesome book from my friends at Go Collect. So make sure you check out the videos that come out. Their videos are going to be released at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, Monday through Thursday. And in one of those videos is going to be a phrase that will give you the opportunity to actually win that really awesome book. With that said, if you need to reach out to me, feel free to do on Instagram at Regie Collects. Take care.